Hey everyone, Sean from Cross RC. I know this video has been a long time coming. Some of you were wondering where the video was beforehand, since this is nothing new at this point. It's been out for a couple of weeks and there's been several build videos. Well, the reason I didn't do anything before is because, well, you bought us out. Most of them were pre-sold before the trucks even hit the door here in Oshkosh, but the ones that we were able to more or less stock sold out so quickly I didn't even have a chance to grab one. What we have today is a truck from the second batch that came through. So what I'm going to do is swing around behind the camera. I'm going to show you what comes in the box. I have it opened over there, and then as you can see I have a built one here. We're going to go over a couple of features on it, show you the bed working, and I think right now we still have them in stock, a little over 30 of them I believe, so if this is something that interests you, they're going pretty fast. And there's a couple of cool things you can go over too. So let me scoot around the other side of the camera. We'll unbox that box. This box is already done, and I'll show you what comes in the box. First off, and of course without any introduction, is the manual. There is a number of things in the manual that are wrong, we'll admit. You really need to pay attention when you're building. Unfortunately, there is no addendum at this time for the manual, so if you're having questions about a build step, feel free to contact us. Also check out the Cross RC forums on Facebook. There are, I'm sure, a couple of guys on there who've already started these and have stated the issues. You know, there's a couple of things in here where it doesn't tell you what size screw you need. Little tidbits like that that are just, they're going to hold you up in the build if you don't pay attention. We've also had a couple people say something about the shackles not being correct. I don't understand how that is, because they're relatively easy to understand and look at. But anyway, build manual. Right off the bat here, this parts bag here contains scale pieces. This is your rear bumper, your battery tray cover. I'll be honest, I think that, oh, this is the headache rack here and some other small detail pieces. If you hear the bag rustling, that means the cat found it. Speaker cover, battery tray, cross pieces, cross braces for the chassis. Now, it does not come with a speaker. If you want to add the sound system, that's something that's available separately from Cross, as is the speaker. You do need a it looks like a 2.5 or a 2.5 on here, but they say it's a 1.5 inch speaker. If it's not right, I'll annotate that somewhere here for you. Here we have, these are the steps on the side of the truck and the side boxes under the bed. Of course, all these need to be assembled and painted. If you're a modeler, this is not anything new for you. Inner and outer door panels, so you do get door cards with map pockets, scale details like handles. Oh, and this is the cover for under the bed at the back where your light controller is, and I'll show you that in a second as well. Inner fenders, front bumper, and headlight buckets for the front, as well as some small detail pieces. These are actually the hood stays. And the cat found the bags. Anyway, dashboard and seats, center console, steering wheel, you know, basic interior pieces. And we do actually have a small parts list for warranty stuff coming for us, so hopefully we'll have that soon. We're trying to guess as to what people are going to need for warranty pieces. I figured mirrors, maybe small pieces, lenses. For the most part, you're not going to be abusing this truck anyway, so I can't see a lot of people breaking stuff on it. engine detail pieces, coolant reservoir, intake fan. This also has a working motor like you see on the TC6, where there is a small electric motor that actually turns a belt on the pulleys that spins the fan. So it looks like the engine is actually running. Motor, engine, sorry. Obviously you don't have to have that running all the time, but it is kind of a neat feature if you're doing something scale with it. So this is mud flaps and mirrors. Now we get into the rear axle. The interesting thing about the rear axle is it is an open differential, but that little dial right there, a single turn will lock the differential or unlock the differential. So that's kind of a neat feature there. Not really sure why you'd want to lock the differential, but it's an option for you if you want. Front axle, bearings and other miscellaneous hardware, steering knuckles here on the end. So that's kind of a neat feature, being able to do that if you wanted to. This is one of the motors for the drive on the bed. This is actually the one that drives the bed forward and aft, and then this little motor is the one that goes inside the detail engine to make it work. This is your 2-speed gearbox. The housing is off of it right now. You actually assemble that before you install it in the chassis, but as you can see, big beefy gears, 2-speed mechanism over here. So you do need a servo for that, and again, the Cross RC servos we have on the website fit that perfectly. Here is your bed tilt mechanism. So you've got the motor drives for that. Neat little unit, and it sits in there and pivots as the bed goes up. This is the scale lift on the back of the bed that sits under the rear, and some small detail pieces. Obviously big bags of hardware, leaf springs, multi-leaf spring packs. These are, sorry, that was the radio for the truck. These are all metal leaves and all metal hardware. Here's your shackles, your U-bolts, all that kind of stuff. Pretty neat. Your wheels are just like the military wheels in all the trucks, except they have the aluminum rings, so they're a little bit lighter. Hubs. Sorry. When the radio sits idle like that, it talks to you. More suspension pieces, I believe. Yeah. Actually, these are the pivots for the bed. Pivots for the bed, and then the drive mechanism. There's actually a worm drive for the bed that makes it slide back and forth, and this is the piece that locks the drive in the end, along with the pivot arms. Speaking of, here is the worm drive and the drive shafts. A little bit longer drive shafts than normal. Here's your tires. These are pretty stiff, so you don't have to worry about the tire crushing down. I know we have a JT6 in the store right now that actually has a small car on the back of it, and even the weight of that standard 10 scale car, those tires are pretty low. But again, the JT6 comes with extra springs included in the kit to help boost the rear end. But yeah, these tires are pretty stiff. You're not gonna crush these under the weight of even a 10 or 12 pound truck. Whether the truck can handle a 10 or 12 pound truck remains to be seen. Here's your chassis rails and the rails for the bed. These ones here. There's quite a bit of metal in this kit too. The box weighs 18 pounds when you order it, so don't be surprised by that. And last but not least, the bed. The sides, the small pieces here on the side you got to glue together and paint. And then these are actually wheel chocks. kind of like some of the other flatbeds you've seen out there. You can place these where you want on the bed, screw them down, and then run a rubber O-ring around it or a rubber band or something like that to lock the tire in between the chocks so it holds it to the chassis. And then we have our cab box here. So this one has the detail pieces for the grill. So you've got the screen for the grill, the mirrors, and yes, we are aware, and for those of you that are wondering, there is a full metal detail kit for this coming with multiple different rollback names and the correct IH nameplates for the front of the truck. These are your lenses, front light bar, you do have to paint that, and then yeah, your turn signal lenses, lenses for the overhead or cab lights. This is your detailed engine bag, so you have rubber hose for all of the air intake pieces, manifolds, 2 halves of the block. Lots of wiring. Don't let this intimidate you, because most of this is fairly easy to understand. It's just the lights, where you're running the lighting for the truck and how to run it. Your light controller, the multi-function board, which is what the bed is going to plug into, as well as your receivers, your light bars. More hardware, bearings, basically hardware just for building the truck. You do get a winch with the truck. So this is a cross winch, just like the ones found on the early Demon series trucks. So it has a built-in winch controller. All you need to do is assign it an open channel on your radio system, and you can have a functioning winch. Some other miscellaneous hardware, Velcro strap, zip ties, drill bits for doing the bed like I was talking about. And we have the inner fenders, speaker cover, and the grill. So that's pretty neat. And then last but not least, the body of the cab and the interior is just sitting inside of it right now, but the body of the cab, you can see that. I believe that's it. Yep, that's it. So we'll put that out of the way. I'm going to grab the radio. Now we have ours on a XB or an X18 stick radio. Let me get this turned on. As of yet, I don't think there is any way to put this on a pistol grip radio, especially considering all the functions. It may be possible. I'm going to move it here a little bit so you get a better view of the side. I just realized the headlights are working, so that's pretty cool. So the way we have ours, we have a switch over here that runs the winch in and out. So the winch runs out, stops, then runs in. If you're pulling something, and then the bed. It is a little slow going down and going up, and we've also heard people say it's a little backwards because it should go forward before it goes down, but or down before it goes forward, but it doesn't. There you can see the drive mechanism working, and this is all 100% throw, so you really don't have to do anything to this. It just stops automatically. One of the really cool things, I think, the battery tray is located right here between the chassis rails. Well, how do you get to the battery when the bed's down? There are 2 little thumb screws, one right here and one on the other side. You take those thumb screws out and the bed will tilt up. It actually disengages from the tilt mechanism here, allows you access to the battery tray, and then you just put your battery in. You can run your electronics in either one of the boxes, and then you're set to go. And then to put the bed back, it tilts down and then runs the bed forward. Now I'm going to stop it right there because I want to show you something. If I have, I think I need a tool. Yes, I got a tool. I have a 2mm driver here under the bed. Remember I said that electronic control module is down here? Under the bed. Now I can't see it well enough to do this. Not that one. Not that one. Where is it? This one? No? Or is it a button here? No, it's not a button. One of these holes has the electronic control module behind it. And by accessing that hole, you actually push a button on the light controller and you can change what the lights do as the bed goes up. So you can change your light pattern if you want. I can't access it now, so I'm not even going to try. But you can go back and forth at any point in time. So you can go forward, you can tilt it again, you can go forward. Pretty neat setup, but again, it will tilt down before it goes all the way forward. But again, you don't have to do anything. It's just going to do it all automatically. It will stop by itself. The lights shut off, and you're ready to drive. One of the cool things too, the door is open. You do have to twist the door handle, and then they open, so you can see the door cards, your detailed interior, shift lever dash, little cup holders, and yes, on these the dashboard lights up just like many other Cross vehicles. Close the door, and you have hood latches on both sides. And there's your detailed engine. Get the truck tilted here for you so you can see that a little bit better. Again, you have the rubber hoses you have to cut in order to make all this fit. Here's the fan with its little rubber belt and that motor in there that's going to make it spin. But like every other Cross vehicle, all the lights are easy to hook up. They're PCB board lights. You do have working turn signals, but they don't tick or blink at you. And you do have working reverse lights. There's no working brake lights that I'm aware of. No working brake lights, but reverse lights do work. And that's it, guys. Mind you, I'm not a fan of the color of this one, but that's it. That's the WT-4 from Cross RC. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to contact us. Leave a comment below. I try to answer them. Keep in mind, this is not my full-time gig. Working in a hobby town is my full-time gig. And the cat is going to get himself in trouble playing in the box. No. So, anyway, yeah, let me know if you have any questions or comments. We have them in stock. Again, really cool truck. About the only thing I didn't show you, and I can show you. Give me 1 second. Everybody has seen how big this is. That's an SP4 on the back of that, with plenty of room to the rear. There's a good 3 inches to the rear and a good inch on each side of that truck, and these wheels are wider than the factory ones. So this is a large bed. More than enough room to carry your standard 10 scale crawlers.